Hello everyone, PTCast here, and welcome to the second part of my tutorial series about how to use Sonic GLvL. So last time I teach you how to open up Sonic GLvL and how to extract the game files and actually get game stage, a stage of the game to actually get in to open it in GLvL. So in this episode I'm going to teach you how to actually prepare your stage edit to be loaded on the game itself. So what you first need is to download a level template for Sonic GLvL. So you can go to this link, I'll be putting it in the description, and you can actually download the template mod over here. So download that file, and you can see that you have this folder over here. So first thing you need to do is to go into your Sonic Generations game folder. So mine is over here. And create a mods folder. So this is where you're going to put your mods, in case you already didn't know. You're also going to need SonicGLvl to be able to load the mods and install mods. You can check other YouTube tutorials so you know how to do that. So anyways, you're going to open the mods folder and drag and drop the template mod folder onto that mod folder. Then you can actually open the folder and you can see you have lots of folders. You can delete this file over here, and you can open mod.ini, and this is where your mod info is going to be. So for example, you can see you have title, then description, and version, date, and author. So in this case, you're going to put this title as test mod, for example. In description, you can put like, let's delete this, and this is a test mod. In version, you can put 1.1, 1.0, date. Probably want to put today's date, so in this case 1 or 01/08 2017. Author, you put your own name over there. So in my case, it's a guess. URL, in case you have a website with your mod on it, you can actually put the URL or a video or your release video over there if you want. So you're going to save the file and exit out of it. Now here there's a sound folder, but most of you probably won't need this because it's only used for custom music and custom sounds in the game, so you can pretty much delete the sound folder. Over here in the disk folder, you can see it's separated by BB, BB2, and BB3 files. So in this case, we are editing the Green Hill stage, so the Green Hill Zone Act 2, so for our modern Sonic. And that stage is located in the BB folder, so you can delete all the other folders and only remain with the BB folder. So you're going to open that, and now you need to drag and drop the stage from the extract files onto the mod folder. So we're going to edit the modern variation of the level. So you're going to select both Green Hill Zone, hashtag GHC 2200, and the URL and the RR00 file. So you can copy that and paste on the BB folder. Now, if you want to have geometry on the stage when you load it in GLvL, which most of you want, you're also going to need to create a new folder on the mod folder called packed. So like this. And you can see you have that folder on the extracted files as well. So you're going to open that up. And you can see you have the stage packed files over here, so you can copy those packed files and paste them onto the packed folder you created onto the stage. When you are actually going to release the mod, you don't need the packed folder. You can pretty much delete it. You only need the packed folder when you are editing the stage on GLvL. But in case if you are actually making a completely custom stage, like custom geometry and all that stuff, you are going to need the packed folder when you release the mod. So with that out of the way, you can actually just change the name of the folder. So in this case, test mod. There we go. And your mod is now ready to actually be edited in the game folder. So now you want to open Sonic GLvL, and which mine is already opened, and go to File and Open AR Level. Now you want to go to the game folder, which in my case is over here. So Sonic Generations, mods, test mod, disk, BB, and GHC 200 to open the stage while it's on the game folder. If it asks you to actually unpack and update the range geometry again, do that. So say yes, and it will start extracting the level geometry all again. So now we just need to wait until it is loaded. Alright, so it finally finished loading the geometry, so you can click OK, and now we are on the stage, as is the last episode. So if you don't remember, you can pan the camera with the middle mouse button. If you press Ctrl and the middle mouse button, it will zoom in the camera, and if you press Alt and the middle mouse button, it will actually rotate the camera. So all the camera controls are actually using the middle mouse button. So how to edit the stage? So I'm going to actually give you a little basic tutorial on how to edit the stage. So you can see that normally Sonic spawns over here at the beginning of the stage. So let's say we want to make Sonic spawn in another place. So let's make it Sonic so it spawns here. So this is the window of Sonic GLvL. So over here we have the toolbox where most of the things are, well, all of the things are. So here you can see we have common, and then you have helpers, events, collision triggers, changers, cameras, and all of these. You can see we also have some level names or stage names. And each of these tabs are specific to those stages. For example, you can't put like rooftop run, you can't put a guillotine, like create object. You can't put this on green hill, it won't work. So let's look at Sonic Spawn is actually in Sonic GLvL helper, so Sonic Spawn. You're going to click create object, and the Sonic Spawn is actually, well, spawned. Over here, now you can actually move the spawn around. So let's say we want to make Sonic spawn over at this edge over here. We're going to position so that it will be with his feet actually above the ground and not under the ground, so or it might bug. And yeah, right this. And then if you press the second mouse button, so the right mouse button, it will change to rotation mode. And we can actually rotate the spawn around. Let's make it so that it spawns facing forward, so something like this, probably good enough. There we go. So now it's placed. You can press. There we go. So now over here on the right side, we can see that there's some variables. You can see that we have the active, which is false. We need to make it true so that Sonic actually spawns in this spawn. So it's true now, and over here we have the start modes, which is mode none, speed 0, and time 0. If you actually want to change these, you need to actually access the levels XML file to change how Sonic starts and at what speed and what time you can actually control it. So we won't be covering that over here now. We just want to make Sonic spawn simply over there, doing nothing. More things. You can actually go to common, which is where most of the things actually rely or reside. We can see we have a ring and an item, super ring, there's a tornado over that. So we can put rings, so each spawn right on where Sonic was, and we can actually rotate the camera so that it can make a little path. Let's put the ring here, and you can actually just Control C and Control V to copy and paste the ring, so you can actually make this thing go. And we can keep pasting more rings to make a little line of rings. If you actually drag the mouse cursor around, you can select multiple objects. So now we are selecting multiple rings, and maybe rise them a bit so that they aren't under the ground. Like this. You can also change the variables on the right side as well. So we can change the is cast shadow to false if you don't want to them cast shadows. This is useful when the rings are actually above you and you don't want the player to see the shadow of the rings underneath the player. So if you want to make it false, you can do so. Is light speed dash target. If you put this to true, you can light speed dash these rings. We don't want that over here, so we can make them false. Is reset is when the rings are actually light dashable and make them so that they reappear after they have been catched. The range is actually something that is common to pretty much every single thing on Sonic Generations. This is the range where the player is, and between where the player is and when the player will actually see it appear. So for example, if the range is small, you won't see the ring until you are actually really close to the ring. And if the range is really big, you can see it well, when you're on the other side of the map, if it isn't blocked, that is. A good range is probably 300 or 400, in my opinion. So you can actually mess around the range and see what's best for what you're trying to do. Yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about the rings. And yeah, so we actually added, you can see that the rings are not actually aligned that well, so let's see if we can actually make them more aligned. Probably like this, and this one like this. You can actually see above, and they really aren't that much aligned, so yes, probably like this is good enough. There we go. We can actually also actually put the spring here. Why not? No, a spring probably we would at least put it here. Let's say. No, we're actually letting the springs out. So let's edit this spring over here. So this spring is already positioned and ready for us to actually edit. So we can grab the spring and make whatever we want with it. So we're going to select the spring, which is selected right now, and we can actually see the properties of the spring, which you can change. So we have first speed, which is the strength of the spring. So if you actually make it higher with more force, let's make it 40. It will actually launch you at the narrow plane. So we're going to make it 40 and see what we can do. What else? There we go. We can see is cast shadow again. To make it not cast a shadow. Is zooming attack enable. I don't know what it is. Sorry. Keep velocity distance is the distance where you keep the speed, and out of control. Sorry. Is when you is a time in seconds. Where you don't have control of Sonic. So for example, you want to hit the spring, but we don't want the player to move Sonic for 25 milliseconds. Or no, 25 centiseconds, that is. So we are going to put 0.25 milliseconds or seconds over here so that it can control Sonic during that time. Range is again the range which you can actually see the spring. So what we have changed is that we can actually go even higher with the spring. So going to put first speed 40 instead of 30. What else? Then we can actually add more enemies as well. So let's say from common, we have, well, let's see another thing. We can actually put, let's see, from all this stuff, we can, let's say we put a dash panel. Dash panel, there we go. So I've created a dash panel. You can actually put it over here down. Let's drag it down, and probably make so that the player actually can go over here to gain some speed. So let's say I'm going to put all the way to the right side and drag it down in a way that it doesn't clip on the ground. Probably like this is good enough. So over here on the dash panel, we can see the speed, which it will launch you, the speed it will launch you with. Let's say 250. Speed max is the maximum speed it will reach. Probably it's a good idea if you put it somewhere close with the speed you're actually giving. So let's say 170 or probably 190. 190. And speed minimum is the minimum speed it will give you. So let's up it a bit, put it 60. So now we have a speedy dash panel ready to go. Then you can actually see the range, the out of control again. Let's still make it there. Is invisible to make it invisible. And the other really don't matter much. Let's see more stuff. We can go to the enemies tab. There we go, enemies. And add some more enemies over here. I'll probably just move these to the left side like this, so that we have actually a space to move with this dash panel. Let's add I don't know the name of the enemies, so let's see. A beta is not really useful over here, and you can see they have 2D and 3D names or prefixes. You're going to use the prefixes that's actually useful on your situation. So for example, we are on a 3D plane right now. We will use 3D enemies. So let's say we use... I really don't know the names of the enemies. Is this... We can just put this one, yes. It's a green enemy, so we can actually use it. Let's put it here. See if we can actually look above the bridge. No, we can't. Bad then. Let's put it here, in the middle of the dash panel world. So here. Going to rotate it like this. Put it over like this. See if it clips to the ground. And it's perfect like this. There we go. Then over here you can actually change the properties of it. So you can see action range and attack range. So this is the range it will actually see you, and this is the range it will start to attack you. Charge time, the time it takes to charge the attack. Missile distance, or distance missile is a distance the enemy can actually launch the missile, because this enemy can launch missiles but not this one, so they have different properties, but you can actually read the names and get what they mean by just simply reading it. We can make it so that it doesn't attack in the where's enable, there you go, is enable attack. You can actually make it false so it doesn't attack you. Yeah, there isn't really much to say about it, so let's make it stay still over here. Then there's this path. That's usually a little tip for adding a dash ring. So for example, we're going to actually add a dash ring over here and probably rotate it to go here. So right now you don't know where it will launch you, and a tip is it will always launch you at the opposite side of the yellow arrow. So you can see this dash ring is supposed to launch you over there, and the yellow arrow is pointed downwards. So over here we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to put the dash ring over here, probably like this. Good enough like this. Make it so that the speed is more. So let's make it like this one. So 50 or 100. So it is fast. And the range, yes, up the range a bit so you can actually see the dash ring from advanced. Yeah, it's good enough like this. And let's test that in the game, shall we? So if you want to test the stage now in game, you need to save the stage, and it's really simple to do that. So go to File and then Save, and the stage is saved. So now all we need to do is enable the mod on our SonicGLvl. So we go to the game folder, open up SonicGLvl, and there's a test mod over there already ready for us to open. So we're going to enable test mod, save, which is saved now, and then we can close out of this and open Sonic Generations. So I'll be right back with Sonic Generations opened. Alright, so we are now in game, so let's just press continue to actually open up the game, and hopefully we have the stage ready. So we have edited Green Hill Zone, so we're going to Green Hill, play stage, and we are going to spawn on our custom spawn point. As you can see, we have no spawn over here, as we actually put it in GLvl. You can also see the rings, which we have added as well. And let's see if we actually get launched more upwards in this ring. Yes, you can see that we are going at a much higher place. The enemies are now all on the left side, as we put it, and there's the enemy actually pointing on the wrong direction for some reason. Anyway, let's go into the stage. And here's the dash ring. Let's see if it actually makes us go to the right direction. There we go. Actually making us trample over there. Yeah, that's pretty much how you actually change the stage around at your own likings. So I think you can actually just go back and see how things are over here. So let's do this, guys. Done. Yes, this was the second part of my tutorial on how to use Sonic GLvl. Next time I may teach you how to actually place other things like some custom collisions on the stages, like trample collision and all those. Probably teach you how to actually add cameras to the stage and other stuff. So Yeah, we hope this helped you with your modding needs, and yeah, see you next time.